Located on the Mississippi, the city of Winona is steeped in Minnesota history and the arts. It is home to colleges, festivals, museums, and major corporations. We did a little exploring in Winona to find out its history, how it's doing now, and to learn about its future.
I believe Henry Huff did name the city Winona, and prior to that it was known as Montezuma, and I'm kind of glad they changed it. My name's Mark Peterson. I'm the Executive Director of the Winona County Historical Society and the Mayor of the City of Winona. The word Winona is a Dakota word that means firstborn daughter. Winona essentially is an island city, and if you go up on Garvin Heights, which is a scenic overlook 575 feet above the city of Winona, and you look down, you can see the main channel of the Mississippi River and Lake Winona right in front of you. It's really situated in what I think is the most beautiful part of the entire Mississippi River. I've traveled it from Lake Itasca to Baton Rouge, and I don't think there's any prettier part of the river than from Lake Pepin to La Crosse, and we're right in the middle of that. Well, Winona was the site of indigenous people for many hundreds of years. During the 1840s, there was a steamboat captain by the name of Orrin Smith, and he had a steamboat called the Nominee, and he ran between Galena, Illinois and St. Paul. And as he passed here, he was always kind of keeping his eye open. He thought this would be a good place for a city. And in 1851, when the Treaty of Mendota was signed, that opened up this side of the river for settlement, and he dropped off his ship's carpenter and a couple other guys in October 1851, and they staked out the first land claims. And it was the lumber business primarily in the second half of the 19th century that fueled Winona's economy, but it was also the railroads and flour milling, and Winona was known as the Gate City. It was the drop-off point for up to 1,300 steamboats every season, dropping people off that went further west to southern Minnesota and the Dakotas to settle, and the lumber business is what fueled a lot of that, and it supplied the lumber for the homes and the churches and the schools and businesses that were built. And you can see today in a lot of the grand buildings and the homes and public buildings that we still have here, you know, how prosperous Winona was at that time. One of the things I think that does help define Winona and its people is the entrepreneurial spirit that we have here. It's been shown time and time again that you know, there's something in the water here, because so many people from Winona have started companies and done very well, and everything from Barron's manufacturing of pails and garbage cans to you know, the Fastenal Company in the late 1960s, and the Peerless Chain Company, the Winona Canoe, I mean, SciTech now, and you know, Hal Leonard Publishing Company. These are all people from Winona that are coming up with great ideas and developing companies and doing very well with it. And you know, we have over 60 manufacturing companies here in our community. And it's one of the reasons why I think Winona is almost recession-proof, that, you know, we don't have one company that dominates our entire local manufacturing. So, you know, we've weathered the storms very well here, and our unemployment figure is usually lower than the state and state of Minnesota is usually lower than the country. So Winona today really has essentially full employment. We do have, I think, an arts and culture component to our community that may not exist and to the degree that we have in Winona. A lot of people are here, and I think they're attracted, for the arts and the culture, but because of the beautiful environment around us here, the bluffs and the river, make this really one of the most beautiful places in North America. And who wouldn't want to live here and do their art? I'll challenge anybody to find a community of 28,000 people that has the quality of life that we have here in Winona. Well, I started here in February 1983. I've been here about 33 and a half years, so a long time. Well, I love my job. If you've got a job that you look forward to going to every day, and I love Winona, and my wife and I raised our 2 children here, and we think this is the best place to live, and we enjoy Winona so much that why would I leave? I think that Winona will continue to embrace its arts and culture and its manufacturing and its downtown and its riverfront, and I think Winona's placed a high regard on quality of life, and I think that's important to those of us that live here, and I think that we're going to continue to embrace that.